The one young pup throughout the first 4 days of camp that has been underwhelming is how I would describe it. Is Josh Connelly Jr. I mentioned Javonte Jean-Baptiste was having a day. He was having a day versus Josh Conerly. 3 straight pressures Javonte Jean-Baptiste had just off of running the hoop.
My man JCJ already catching strays, Slim. You got Washington Commanders media members already saying Josh Connelly Jr. has been looking underwhelming in Washington Commanders training camp. Let's talk about it.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career, and he's already milking injuries?
Stop saying my name, you dick riding bastard. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she fly for him, and Shawty is the winner. You can tell that Shawty's low beginner. She's confident.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We on the Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with the video where we're going to be talking about this Washington Commanders media member claiming that first-round draft pick Josh Connelly Jr. has been looking underwhelming in training camp thus far. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 11,000 subscribers, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you can reach that goal as soon as possible. Also, subscribe to 4th and 1 and the Burgundy Breakdown. Those links are down below in the description. Let's get straight to it. So today, ladies and gentlemen, is an off day for the Washington Commanders. And of course, an off day for the team does not mean an off day for me. As around the clock, I am working to, talk about this team, and that's just all I think about. And of course, everything can't be positive coming out of camp, according to some media members. As we have Lionel Willingham. We know him very well on this channel for his past takes. And he hit us yet again with another take, this time talking about Josh Connelly Jr. and how he's been underwhelming at training camp thus far. Let's hear it, and we're going to debunk this.
The one young pup throughout the first 4 days of camp that has been underwhelming is how I would describe it. Is Josh Connelly Jr., Washington's first-round pick. I mentioned Javonte Jean-Baptiste was having a day. He was having a day versus Josh Conerly. 3 straight pressures Javonte Jean-Baptiste had just off of running the hoop. But one thing that I've noticed about Josh Conerly since watching him in the team drills, and it's honestly stunning to me because this is the opposite of what he was billed as coming out of Oregon. He's got heavy feet. He's not moving tremendously well when it comes to one-on-one pass rush situations and then watching him try and get out in space on screens. Now, it's early. So early, right? We're not even in full pads yet. So do not ring the alarm. I'm not. Do not ring the alarm yet on Josh Connelly Jr., but I will say this. Throughout the first couple of practices, he's been a little bit underwhelming. Now, going back to OTAs and minicamp, the feet and hands always in sync. He's a superb technician. But to me, I'm concerned because he's losing against speed. I thought he'd lose against power early on because the play strength was something that we all knew he needed to get better at coming out of college. But through the first couple of practices, and the book is still out, the jury's still open, right? I'm not casting him off, not writing him off, but I've been underwhelmed to this point.
So that was Lionel Willingham. A guy that we know oftentimes have takes that get you to think and say, hold on, ain't no way, what are you talking about? That's just his style of media coverage. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, Juan, why are you talking about this yet again? And it's simply because it's content. I'll be honest with you, right? Like, when these media members go out there and they are covering the team, and we're as fans ain't seeing what they're saying on a day-to-day basis, you have to go off of what they're saying in terms of content. Wow. That doesn't mean you have to agree with what he has said, because quite frankly, I don't.
I feel like
now again, this is no shot at Lionel Willingham, the person, because I don't know him, and the few times that we've had interactions, he's been quite cool. But in terms of his takes,
surprise you about life in the NFL? Maybe the speed, the physicality, anything kind of surprised you?
Because How have you came to the conclusion that a guy like Josh
some people
Connelly
could be
Jr.
here one
has
day
been
and
struggling, and
they
it's
could be gone
only
next.
been a week
So I
of
feel like
camp, and they've only had pads on
coaches,
one time?
the Bobby Johnsons,
Why is it
how
that?
they've helped.
Because
helps a lot,
Javante
especially
Jean
bringing
Baptiste is having a strong camp, and
make
he's
sure that we get through it.
beating
And
up
I feel
on
like
Josh
that's one of the
Connelly
biggest things
Jr.
that
Why is it
helped me as
not
well.
that?
To have a Laramie
Okay,
Tunsil
maybe this
actually
guy,
watch
a
before
second-year
practice. You know, you're
player,
doing some little
has
drills.
strongly
Even before practice
progressed
started, Laramie
this
was right there
past
just
offseason.
watching you, just kind of like a mentor.
Josh Connelly Jr., I
what
get
has
it,
that been
first
like to
round
have a
pick.
Laramie?
But this
It's
isn't
been
the
great,
first
man. I mean,
overall
honestly,
pick.
That's one of the.
This
people
isn't
I'm
a guy
thankful
that
for.
was a
Just-
top 5 pick. So, of course, you want him to come out here dominating off rip. But how likely was that? Probably not, because you're 3 picks away from the second round. And the one time that I was out at Ashburn a couple days ago, I seen Josh Connelly Jr. He looked good, especially down by the goal line in run protection and pass protection when they dropped back. Near the goal line, he was superior. He looked quick. He looked spry. He looked big. Didn't get knocked off the spot. And the thing that I feel like these media members have to understand is not everyone's going to be Jaden Daniels. Not everyone is going to be Mikey Samerstill. Not everyone is going to come in and just get it like that. For sure, there is probably some things that he has to learn, that he has been struggling with at camp. That's to be expected. Why do you think Dan Quinn's and this coaching staff, anytime they draft a player, no matter first, second, third round pick, they do not start them in training camp. They make them earn their spot. Because this exact reason, they want to limit the expectation for them to come out and be perfect immediately. You say you don't sound, don't sound alarming, or I'm not writing them off, I'm not concerned, but then goes to say you are concerned about his foot speed. A lot of what Josh Connelly Jr., I think personally, has to get better at, it just deals with more action. It deals with more over time. Experience is the best teacher. We hear that all throughout life. So I have no doubt in my mind that he'll get better. We're talking about a guy that's in the first week of his training camp experience. We're talking about a guy that's an offensive lineman that they are barely blocking with pads on because they only had it one time. Pads probably will be a different story. I don't think he's slow getting out in space. Now, granted, again, Willingham is there every day. He's a legit beat reporter for DC Sports or whatever. So he's on the field. I'm a fan, so I'm in the stands. But from the one time that I was out there, I didn't see nothing alarming about Conerly whatsoever. But let's just go with the theory that he is struggling or whatnot, or he has been underwhelming. Let's just go with that narrative for a second here. Don't you think that's why they have contingency plans in place? Don't you know that's why they have a guy like Andrew Wiley still around? For particular reasons like this, Brandon Coleman, who we automatically just assume is going to make the transition to interior guard, but has that tackle background just in case he needs to be pushed over in a backup role. They've made multiple moves this offseason to reassure that even if Josh Connelly Jr. isn't your day one starter, which I still think he will be, there are guys that they have on this roster that has seen some ball that can go in and not miss a beat. I don't know about you, but I felt like Andrew Wiley played really solid at right tackle last year. And the one thing that I think they're not talking about enough is the kind of room that Josh Connelly Jr. is going to be. It is in, I should say. Did you not hear what Laramie Tunsil said the first minicamp practice he was out here? He said, bruh, JC gonna be a dog. And I'm not saying that just to blow smoke up his, you know what, I'm being for real. So all of a sudden that just has changed and he's underwhelming and you no longer think highly of him at this current moment? That's BS. Can we get to the first joint practice first before we start talking about guys that's been underwhelming? Because if you're going to talk about Josh Connelly Jr. being underwhelming, you can talk about a slew of other guys as well. But no one's doing that because it's only the first week of camp. Can we get to Foxborough first? When we get to the joint practice with New England, please? For you hold my man JCJ to a criticized standard right now. Why are we criticizing rookies already? Is it because the tackle in Kansas City is blowing it away? Well, again, everybody learns different. So, okay, so what? Kansas City got another tackle and he's looking dominant in camp thus far. Well, I will say this. Just because you're dominating in camp, game speed, game time's a bit different. So what if that's the case for Josh Connelly Jr.? What if that's the case for him? What if he's a game, not practice, but a game person? Because you talked about in this same clip that he looked good in minicamp. He had the speed. He looked fresh. He looked quick. He looked good in minicamp, quite frankly. But you're telling me a couple months later he's now worse? Or he's not looking good? Now again, you did try to clean all this up by saying, you're not writing them off and you're not putting the jury out on them. But when you put out content like this, it has to be subjected to criticism because you're speaking from somewhat of a concerned state. If you wasn't concerned, if you didn't think Josh Connelly Jr. wouldn't be, not good at this moment, you probably wouldn't have talked about it. But for me, again, for us as fans, I would just say, don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze it. Allow him to go through his rookie season. Whether he's the starter, whether he's an all-pro rookie right tackle, so what? Because at the end of the day, this team is well prepared, and they put a roster together that in the event these rookies aren't necessarily ready to contribute day one, they have guys in place that will. But from my early glances of not just Josh Connelly Jr., but Jalen Lane, Trey Amos, and the rest of this crew, they have a legit chance to contribute to this draft class or contribute to this team immediately. It's a reason why he was one of the best tackles in college football last year, especially at Oregon. I mean, we talk about Abdul Carter and how he's wrecking Giants camp. He had him in a box. So the talent is there. I don't think it's time to panic. Shouldn't at all. Shouldn't even raise a concern. Can we get to preseason first before we start talking about Josh Connelly Jr. in a negative way? It's only been almost 2 weeks of training camp. What we about to be headed into the third week after? Relax. It's fine. And I'm speaking to not just the beat reporter, because again, Lionel Willingham covers this team, of course, and I'm not here to discredit him for that or anything like that. I'm not talking down on him or whatever. I'm just simply coming on here because I didn't agree with the take. That's all I am. When people don't agree with my takes all the time and they comment down below, that ain't going to stop me from, talking or stop me from giving them their flowers, because if they see it a different way, you can't be mad at them for that. That's just their simple opinion. And I'm not mad at him for this take. I just know his media style. It's rare that you turn on 106.7 The Fan and you hear positivity coming out of Mr. Willingham. Again, that's just probably his character of media tactics to get people to listen. This isn't talking about him off air. Don't know him. And this isn't just talking solely about him, because I know there are fans out there that probably listen to those shows on the radio and probably get concerned when they hear stuff like this. And I'm not trying to just be this optimistic fan, but at the end of the day, I'm not a media member. I am a fan. I'm just saying allow them to take the road that they need to take. Don't be so quick to criticize and judge off of 1 week of camp. That's all I'm saying. Allow the young fella to grow, because as Laramie Tunsil have said, and have I seen live in color, he'll be a dog. Don't worry about it. But there you have it. Let me know what you guys think about this video down below in the comment section. Washington Commanders beat reporter already raising concern at Josh Connelly Jr. by saying he's been underwhelming at Commanders camp thus far. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section. As always, me and boy Juan Gotti. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 11,000 subscribers, so we greatly appreciate if you can reach that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Y'all have a blessed one. Stay safe. Be easy out there. Peace.
Never gave a fuck, ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a line.